Let me ask you something. Are you living at your full potential or are you just surviving? Have you ever felt like life knocked you down so hard that you question if you could ever rise again? Listen, setbacks don't define you, how you respond to them does. Right now, you have the power to rewrite your story, to rebuild stronger, faster, and more unstoppable than ever. It starts with a decision to stop making excuses and start taking action. Because the truth is, your past does not equal your future, unless you let it. Are you ready? Let's go. Taking full ownership of your current reality is the foundation of rebuilding your life. It is the first and most critical step because, without it, you remain stuck in a cycle of blame, frustration, and stagnation. Many people go through life believing that their circumstances are dictated by external factors, their past, their upbringing, the economy, or even the people around them. But the truth is, the moment you shift your perspective and accept that you are in control of your own life, you reclaim your power. Ownership is not about guilt or self-punishment. It is not about dwelling on mistakes or regretting past decisions. Instead, it is about taking responsibility for where you are today and recognizing that you have the ability to change your future. When you own your reality, you stop looking for excuses and start looking for solutions. You move from being reactive to being proactive. Instead of saying, "Why does this always happen to me?" you start asking, "What can I do to change this?" That shift in mindset is what separates those who transform their lives from those who remain stuck. It is easy to blame others for our failures. It is easy to say, "I didn't get the right opportunities," or "people don't support me," or "life has been unfair." But if you let those thoughts control you, you give away your power. You allow external forces to dictate your success or failure. The most successful people in the world, those who have rebuilt their lives from the ground up, understand that the only thing they truly control is themselves, their mindset, their actions, their decisions. They refuse to let circumstances define them. Instead, they choose to define their circumstances. The first step in taking ownership is brutal honesty with yourself. Look at your life, your finances, your relationships, your career, your health, and ask yourself, am I where I want to be? If the answer is no, ask, what role have I played in getting here? This is not about self-blame, it is about self-awareness. Because without awareness, there is no change. If you keep telling yourself that things are happening to you instead of because of you, you will never take the necessary steps to move forward. Once you acknowledge where you are, the next step is to decide where you want to go. This requires clarity. Many people stay stuck because they don't have a clear vision of what they want. They know they are unhappy, but they have not defined what success, happiness, or fulfillment looks like for them. You cannot rebuild your life without a destination in mind. So ask yourself, what does my ideal life look like? How do I want to feel every day? What kind of relationships do I want to have? What kind of work do I want to do? The more specific you are, the more power you have to create it. But owning your reality is not just about mindset, it is also about action. You cannot think your way into a better life. You have to act your way into it. Once you have clarity on where you want to go, take responsibility for making it happen. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. If you want to be financially independent, start learning about money management and take steps to increase your income. If you want better relationships, take responsibility for how you communicate and who you allow into your life. If you want to be healthier, stop making excuses and start treating your body with respect. Every action you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to or further from the life you want. It is also important to let go of the past. Many people struggle to move forward because they are still holding on to past mistakes, failures, or pain. They replay old stories in their minds, convincing themselves that because they failed before, they will fail again. But the past only has power if you give it power. What matters is not what happened yesterday, but what you decide to do today. Every moment is an opportunity to rewrite your story, to start fresh, to make a new choice. Taking ownership of your life also means taking control of your emotions. You cannot rebuild your life if you are constantly at the mercy of how you feel in the moment. There will be days when you feel unmotivated, discouraged, or overwhelmed. But successful people do not wait to feel like it before they take action. They act despite their emotions. They train themselves to push forward even when they do not feel like it because they understand that discipline, not motivation, is the key to transformation. Finally, taking full ownership means refusing to settle. It means demanding more from yourself and believing that you are capable of more. Too often, people accept mediocrity because it feels safe. They convince themselves that this is just the way things are and stop striving for better. But life is not meant to be endured. It is meant to be lived. If you want more, you have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone, take risks, and push yourself beyond what feels easy. In the end, rebuilding your life starts with one decision, the decision to own your reality. Once you make that decision, everything else follows. You stop waiting for things to change and start making them change. You stop hoping for a better future and start creating it. And when you take full responsibility for your life, you unlock a level of power and strength that most people never tap into. That is the first step to becoming unstoppable. Your mindset is the foundation upon which your entire life is built. If your mind is filled with limiting beliefs, self-doubt, and fear, then no matter how much effort you put into external change, you will always find yourself falling back into old patterns. But when you rewire your mind, when you shift your belief system from one of limitation to one of empowerment, you open the door to a completely new reality. Everything in your life begins with the way you think. And if you want to rebuild and become stronger, you must take full control of your mind. Most people operate on an unconscious program. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned by the world around us. Our parents, our teachers, our culture, and our experiences. If you grew up hearing that success is difficult, that money is hard to come by, that relationships always end in heartbreak, or that you are not good enough, those beliefs are buried deep in your subconscious. And whether you realize it or not, they dictate the way you act, the choices you make, and the results you get in life. Your external reality is simply a reflection of the internal programming you have accepted as truth. But here is the key. Your beliefs are not facts. They are simply thoughts you have repeated so many times that they have become ingrained in your identity. And if you can change those thoughts, you can change your reality. The first step is to identify the limiting beliefs that have been controlling you. Ask yourself, what are the stories I've been telling myself about who I am and what I am capable of? What fears have been holding me back? What excuses have I been using to justify staying stuck? Once you identify those limiting beliefs, the next step is to replace them with new, empowering ones. If you have been telling yourself, I am not good enough, replace it with, I am more than enough, and I have everything within me to succeed. If you have been telling yourself, I always fail, replace it with, every setback is a lesson that makes me stronger. If you have been telling yourself, I am too broken to rebuild, replace it with, my challenges have given me the wisdom and strength to create an incredible future. It is not enough to say these new beliefs once and expect everything to change. You must condition your mind daily. Just as you would train your body in the gym to become stronger, you must train your mind to adopt new patterns of thinking. This means surrounding yourself with positive reinforcement, reading books that inspire you, listening to powerful speakers, writing down your new beliefs and saying them out loud every single day. The more you feed your mind with empowering thoughts, the more those thoughts become your default way of thinking. Another critical part of rewiring your mindset is shifting your perspective on failure and adversity. Many people believe that failure is a sign to stop, that it means they are not capable. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone to success. Every successful person has failed, often multiple times. The difference is that they do not allow failure to define them. Instead of saying, I failed, so I am a failure, they say, I failed, so I learned. They use setbacks as fuel to push forward. When you rewire your mind, you begin to see obstacles differently. Instead of seeing them as reasons to quit, you see them as opportunities to grow. Instead of letting challenges break you, you let them build you. You start to believe deep within your core that nothing can stop you except your own mindset. And once you truly embrace that belief, you become unstoppable. Rewiring your mind also means eliminating negative self-talk. Pay attention to the way you speak to yourself. If you constantly criticize yourself, doubt yourself, or focus on what you lack, you are reinforcing the very patterns you are trying to break. Start speaking to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love. Instead of saying, I'll never get through this, say, I am resilient and I always find a way. Instead of saying, I'm not smart enough, say, I am resourceful and I can learn anything I need to. The words you say to yourself shape your identity, so choose them wisely. Another powerful way to rewire your mindset is through visualization. Your brain does not know the difference between something that is vividly imagined and something that is real. This is why elite athletes, top performers, and successful individuals use visualization as a tool to condition their minds for success. Take a few minutes every day to close your eyes and see yourself living the life you want. Imagine yourself strong, confident, and in control. See yourself overcoming challenges with ease. Feel the emotions of success, of victory, of resilience. When you do this consistently, your brain starts to accept this new reality, and your actions begin to align with it. But rewiring your mindset is not just about thinking positively. It is about taking action that reinforces your new beliefs. If you tell yourself, I am strong, but you never push yourself beyond your comfort zone, your mind will not truly accept that belief. You must prove to yourself that what you are saying is true. This means challenging yourself daily, doing things that scare you, and stepping into discomfort. The more you do this, the more evidence you collect that you are in fact capable of anything. Ultimately, your mindset determines the quality of your life. You can have all the skills, resources, and opportunities in the world, but if your mind is working against you, none of it will matter. On the other hand, when you take full control of your mind, when you rewire it to focus on possibility, strength, and resilience, nothing will be able to hold you back. You will no longer be a prisoner of your past or your fears. You will become the kind of person who rises no matter how many times you fall. And once you unlock that level of mental strength, you will realize that rebuilding your life is not just possible, it is inevitable. Emotional resilience is the key to not just surviving hardships, but emerging from them stronger than ever. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. No matter how much you plan or how careful you are, you will face setbacks, losses, disappointments, and failures. The difference between those who rebuild their lives and those who remain stuck is their ability to handle adversity. Emotional resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you develop. It is a skill, a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. If you want to rebuild your life, you must train yourself to respond to challenges with strength, confidence, and a belief that nothing can break you. Most people allow their emotions to control them. When they face rejection, they shut down. When they experience failure, they convince themselves they are not good enough. When life throws an unexpected challenge at them, they let fear and doubt take over. But emotionally resilient people operate differently. They understand that while they cannot always control what happens to them, they can always control how they respond. They train themselves to see setbacks as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. They refuse to let pain define them. Instead, they use it to fuel their growth. One of the most powerful ways to build emotional resilience is to shift the way you perceive challenges. Instead of seeing difficulties as punishments or reasons to quit, start seeing them as tests. Every challenge is an opportunity to prove to yourself how strong you really are. Think about it. The greatest success stories are built on adversity. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced moments of deep struggle. What separated them from the rest was their decision to keep going. They used their hardships as fuel rather than excuse. You have the same ability within you, but it requires a mindset shift. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, how is this happening for me? What can this situation teach you? How can it make you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future? Another essential part of emotional resilience is mastering your thoughts. Your mind is constantly interpreting the world around you, and the meaning you give to events determines how you feel. If you tell yourself, this situation is impossible and I will never recover, your emotions will reflect that belief and you will feel helpless. But if you tell yourself, this is difficult, but I have overcome difficult things before, and I will overcome this too, you immediately regain your sense of power. Your thoughts create your emotions, and your emotions drive your actions. If you want to become emotionally resilient, you must learn to control the narrative in your mind. One way to do this is by practicing emotional reframing. The next time you face a setback, pay attention to the first thoughts that enter your mind. If they are negative, stop yourself and consciously choose a different perspective. Instead of thinking, this is the worst thing that could have happened, ask yourself, how can this be the best thing that has happened for me? This does not mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is perfect. It means training your mind to find strength in every situation. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to respond to adversity with confidence instead of fear. Building emotional resilience also requires developing the ability to stay calm in difficult situations. Most people react impulsively when faced with stress or hardship, allowing their emotions to take control. But emotionally strong individuals train themselves to pause, breathe, and respond with intention rather than reaction. The next time you find yourself overwhelmed, take a step back and focus on your breath. Slow down your thoughts. Remind yourself that no matter how intense the moment feels, you have the power to navigate it. This ability to remain composed under pressure is one of the most valuable skills you can develop in life. Another critical aspect of emotional resilience is developing a deep sense of self-belief. The stronger your belief in yourself, the more unshakable you become. If you doubt your ability to overcome challenges, every obstacle will feel impossible. But when you cultivate an unbreakable sense of confidence, when you truly believe that you are capable of handling anything, you become unstoppable. This belief is built through action. Every time you push through a difficult situation, you collect evidence that you are stronger than you thought. Over time, this evidence reinforces the belief that no matter what happens, you will find a way through. A powerful way to strengthen this belief is to reflect on past challenges you have already overcome. Think back to a time when you felt like you would never get through something, yet you did. Remember how strong you were, how you adapted, how you kept moving forward, even when it felt impossible. Use those moments as proof that you are resilient. The fact that you are here today means that you have already overcome so much. If you did it before, you can do it again. Resilience is also built through daily habits. Taking care of your body and mind strengthens your ability to handle stress. Exercise, proper nutrition, and good sleep are not just about physical health. They directly impact your emotional state. When you move your body, you release stress. When you fuel yourself with the right foods, you keep your energy high. When you prioritize rest, you strengthen your ability to think clearly and handle challenges with a level head. Neglecting these things weakens your ability to cope with adversity. If you want to be emotionally strong, take care of yourself on every level. Finally, resilience is about refusing to give up, no matter how hard things get. No matter how many times you fall, you must make the decision to keep going. There will be moments when everything feels like it is falling apart, when doubt creeps in, when you feel like you cannot take another step. But in those moments, remind yourself, strength is built in the struggle. Every time you push through, you become stronger than you were before. The truth is, life will test you. It will push you. It will challenge you in ways you never expected. But every challenge is an opportunity to rise. Every hardship is a chance to build yourself into someone stronger than before. You have survived every difficult moment in your life so far, and you will survive this too. Not just survive, but thrive. Because when you develop true emotional resilience, nothing can break you. You become unshakable. You become unstoppable. And that is when your true power is revealed. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on the quality of your life, your mindset, and your ability to rebuild after hardship. If you want to become stronger, if you want to rise from adversity and create a powerful new version of yourself, you must be intentional about the relationships in your life. Every person around you is either lifting you up or pulling you down. They are either reinforcing your strength or feeding your doubt. If you are surrounded by negativity, self-doubt, and mediocrity, it will be nearly impossible to grow into the person you are meant to be. But if you surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and push you to become better, your entire life will transform. Many people hold on to relationships out of comfort, obligation, or fear of being alone. But just because someone has been in your life for a long time does not mean they deserve a place in your future. If you want to rebuild yourself, you must take a hard look at the people around you and ask, are these relationships making me stronger or weaker? Do they push me to grow or do they hold me back? Do they believe in my potential or do they reinforce my doubts and fears? If someone is constantly negative, if they drain your energy, if they make you question your own worth or potential, you need to distance yourself from them. This does not mean you have to cut everyone off completely, but it does mean setting boundaries and being mindful of how much influence they have over your mindset. At the same time, you must actively seek out relationships that elevate you. If you want to become stronger, surround yourself with strong people. If you want to be more disciplined, spend time with people who live with discipline. If you want to achieve more, learn from those who've already achieved what you aspire to. Energy is contagious. And the more you immerse yourself in environments of growth and ambition, the more you will naturally absorb those qualities. The easiest way to change your life is to change the people you interact with daily. One of the most powerful things you can do is find mentors, people who have already walked the path you are on and can guide you with wisdom and experience. A mentor does not have to be someone you know personally. You can learn from great minds through books, podcasts, courses, and interviews. The key is to consistently expose yourself to people who have a mindset of resilience, success, and growth. The more you learn from them, the more their way of thinking becomes your own. Another critical aspect of surrounding yourself with the right people is eliminating toxic influences. Toxicity does not always come in obvious forms. It is not just about people who are openly negative or discouraging. It can also be the subtle ways in which people hold you back. It is the friend who always makes excuses and encourages you to do the same. It is the family member who constantly reminds you of your past failures instead of your future potential. It is the colleague who complains about everything but never takes action to change their situation. These kinds of influences keep you stuck because they reinforce a mindset of limitation. When you start leveling up, some people in your life will resist. They may not like seeing you change because it forces them to confront their own lack of growth. They may try to bring you back down to their level, whether intentionally or unconsciously. Do not let this discourage you. Instead, see it as a sign that you are on the right path. Growth requires separation from anything that no longer aligns with your vision. It requires the courage to walk away from relationships that do not support your evolution. At the same time, do not just focus on eliminating the wrong people. Focus on becoming the right person yourself. You attract what you are. If you want to be surrounded by strong, driven, and positive individuals, you must embody those qualities first. Be the kind of person others are inspired by. Be the person who uplifts and encourages. Be the one who leads by example. When you operate from a place of strength, confidence, and positivity, you naturally attract people who align with that energy. Another important aspect of surrounding yourself with the right people is accountability. It is easy to set goals and make promises to yourself, but true growth happens when you have people in your life who hold you to a higher standard. Find those who will call you out when you start making excuses, who will challenge you when you settle for less than your potential. True friends, true mentors, and true supporters are not just the ones who comfort you, they are also the ones who push you, who refuse to let you give up on yourself. Building the right relationships also means giving back. If you want strong, positive connections, you must also be a source of value and support for others. Help others rise, and you will rise with them. Be the person who encourages, who listens, who supports without judgment. The more you contribute to others' growth, the more you reinforce your own. Strength is not just about personal success. It is about lifting others up as you climb. The reality is you cannot do this alone. No one succeeds in isolation. If you try to rebuild your life without a strong support system, it will be a much harder and lonelier journey. Seek out those who inspire you, learn from those who have already achieved what you want, and distance yourself from anything that weakens you. Your environment shapes you more than you realize, and when you surround yourself with the right people, you set yourself up for unstoppable growth. At the end of the day, your relationships are either building you or breaking you. If you truly want to become stronger, if you want to rebuild your life in a way that is powerful and unshakable, then you must take full responsibility for the people you allow into your world, choose wisely, and your future will transform. Your daily habits shape your destiny. Every single day, the small decisions you make, what you do, what you focus on, and how you spend your time are either building you into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself or keeping you stuck in the same patterns that led you to where you are now. If you want to rebuild your life, if you want to become stronger, you cannot rely on motivation alone. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. What truly transforms your life is discipline. The ability to take consistent, intentional action regardless of how you feel in the moment. And that discipline is built through habits. Your habits dictate the quality of your life, yet most people operate on autopilot, repeating behaviors that do not serve them. They wake up and scroll through their phones instead of setting their intentions for the day. They react to situations instead of proactively creating their reality. They waste time on distractions instead of investing in personal growth. The first step to transformation is becoming aware of these patterns and making a conscious decision to break them. You must audit your daily routines and ask yourself, are my habits making me stronger or weaker? Are they moving me closer to the life I want or keeping me stuck in the past? Once you identify the habits that are holding you back, you must replace them with habits that build you up. This does not mean trying to change everything overnight. The key to lasting transformation is starting small, but being consistent. Small changes compounded over time create massive results. It is not about doing something big once. It is about doing the right things daily. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is starting your day with intentionality. How you begin your morning sets the tone for the rest of your day. Instead of waking up and immediately checking your phone, train yourself to start your day with purpose. Take a few moments to center yourself, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence and visualizing the kind of person you want to be. Affirm your goals, remind yourself of your purpose, and commit to showing up as your strongest self. When you control your mornings, you take control of your life. Another essential habit is strengthening your body. Physical strength and mental strength are deeply connected. When you push your body beyond its comfort zone, whether through lifting weights, running, or any form of exercise, you train your mind to embrace discomfort. You develop resilience, discipline, and confidence. Exercise is not just about looking good. It is about proving to yourself every day that you are capable of pushing through difficulty. The stronger you make your body, the stronger your mind becomes. And when your mind is strong, nothing can break you. Just as important as physical habits are mental habits. You must take control of the information you consume. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, whether through social media, the news, or toxic people, your mind will be filled with doubt, fear, and limitations. But if you intentionally feed your mind with empowering content, books, podcasts, and conversations that challenge and inspire you, you will rewire your brain for success. Your thoughts shape your reality, so be relentless about guarding what you allow into your mind. Another critical habit for rebuilding your life is setting and reviewing your goals daily. Most people set goals once a year, if at all, and then forget about them. But if you want to create real change, you must keep your vision in front of you every single day. Write down your goals, review them every morning, remind yourself why they matter, and most importantly, take at least one small step toward them every day. Even if progress feels slow, consistency will always win. The key is not to rely on motivation, but to build the discipline of showing up daily no matter what. In addition to taking action, you must also develop the habit of reflecting and adjusting. Growth is not just about doing more, it is about learning from what is working and what is not. Take time each week to evaluate your progress. Ask yourself, am I moving in the right direction? What habits are serving me? What habits do I need to improve? Success is not a straight path. It requires constant course correction. The more you refine your habits, the more efficient and effective you become. One habit that separates strong individuals from everyone else is embracing discomfort. Most people avoid hard things. They stay in their comfort zones because it feels safe. But real strength is built in the moments when you push yourself beyond what is easy. Challenge yourself daily. Do things that scare you. Step into situations that force you to grow. When you make discomfort a habit, you become the kind of person who thrives under pressure instead of breaking under it. Lastly, one of the most important habits you can cultivate is gratitude. No matter how hard your journey is, no matter how much you are rebuilding, there is always something to be grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already within you. It reminds you of your strength, your progress, and the opportunities you have to grow. Take time every day to acknowledge what you are grateful for. It will not just change your mood, it will change your perspective on life. At the end of the day, your habits define you. They determine whether you stay the same or become stronger. If you want to rebuild your life, do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Take control of your daily actions. Make the decision right now to build habits that empower you, that push you, that shape you into the person you are meant to be. Because when your habits align with your vision, success is no longer a matter of if, it is only a matter of when. Your mindset is the foundation of everything in your life. It determines how you perceive challenges, how you respond to setbacks, and ultimately how successful you will be in rebuilding yourself and becoming stronger. No matter what happens to you, it is your mindset that decides whether you stay stuck in the past or rise above it. The truth is, every person who has ever achieved greatness has faced obstacles, failures, and moments of deep struggle. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is the way they think. If you want to rebuild your life, the first and most important thing you must change is your mindset. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is adopting a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and circumstances are not fixed. They can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. People with a fixed mindset believe that their failures define them. that their intelligence is set in stone, and that their circumstances cannot be changed. But people with a growth mindset understand that failure is just feedback, that intelligence can be expanded, and that their circumstances are simply a starting point, not a life sentence. If you train yourself to see every challenge as an opportunity to grow, you will become unstoppable. Another critical aspect of mastering your mindset is taking full responsibility for your life. It is easy to blame circumstances, other people, or even bad luck for where you are. But the moment you shift from blaming to taking ownership, everything changes. No matter what has happened to you in the past, you have the power to decide what happens next. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your future. This means letting go of excuses, refusing to dwell on the past, and focusing 100% on what you can control. The moment you stop waiting for external changes and start making internal shifts, your entire life transforms. One of the biggest mental barriers people face when rebuilding their lives is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Fear is natural, but it does not have to control you. Most fears are just illusions created by the mind. They are based on worst-case scenarios that have not even happened yet. The key to overcoming fear is action. When you take action despite fear, you prove to yourself that fear is nothing more than a mental construct. You build confidence, resilience, and the ability to handle whatever comes your way. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you weaken fear's grip on you. Your self-talk also plays a massive role in shaping your mindset. The way you speak to yourself determines how you feel and what you believe is possible. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough, I can't do this," or "things will never change," you reinforce a mindset of limitation. But if you consciously shift your self-talk to statements like, "I am capable, I can figure this out, and every challenge is making me stronger," you rewire your brain for success. Your words become your reality, so choose them wisely. Another crucial mindset shift is focusing on solutions instead of problems. Many people get stuck because they spend all their energy worrying about what went wrong instead of looking for ways to make things right. When you train your brain to focus on solutions, you become a problem solver. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How can I use this to my advantage?" Instead of dwelling on setbacks, ask, "What's the next step I can take right now?" The more you focus on solutions, the more resourceful, resilient, and unstoppable you become. Developing a strong mindset also requires mastering emotional control. Life will test you. You will experience frustration, disappointment, and moments of doubt. But emotionally strong people do not let their feelings dictate their actions. They acknowledge their emotions but refuse to be controlled by them. Instead of reacting impulsively, they take a step back, evaluate the situation, and respond in a way that aligns with their goals. One of the best ways to develop this emotional mastery is through mindfulness and self-awareness. The more you practice observing your thoughts and emotions without immediately reacting, the more control you gain over your mindset. Resilience is also built by focusing on the long game. Many people give up because they expect instant results. They start rebuilding their lives, but when things don't change overnight, they lose motivation. But success is not an event, it is a process. Growth takes time, and every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. If you train yourself to focus on long-term results instead of short-term setbacks, you will develop the patience and persistence needed to achieve anything. One of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make is realizing that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every great achievement in history was built on a foundation of failures. The most successful people are not those who never fail, they are the ones who refuse to quit. They see failure as a learning experience, not a dead end. When you embrace failure as a teacher rather than a threat, you eliminate fear and unlock limitless potential. Finally, developing an unstoppable mindset requires aligning your thoughts with massive action. Mindset alone is not enough. You must back it up with action. You can have the strongest mindset in the world, but if you do not take consistent, deliberate action toward your goals, nothing will change. The key is to train yourself to take action even when you do not feel like it. Momentum is built through movement, not waiting. The more you push forward, the more confident and capable you become. At the end of the day, your mindset is either your greatest weapon or your greatest enemy. If you train it to work for you instead of against you, there is nothing you cannot overcome. No matter where you are starting from, no matter what you have been through, you have the power to rebuild, to grow, and to become stronger than ever. It all begins in your mind. Change your mindset and you will change your life.